I was just looking on, because my memory bloated up. For some reason, Google says, ready for this one? Google, Google, says that it automatically backs up the camera to Google. Really? Because I've had it where I'll delete a video if it bloats up too bad, and then it just disappears. And then, like, it pulls constantly, but nothing transfers. There's a button at the top. It says back up. You're like, boom. You're like, select all, done. It says upload, 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 done. And you're like, okay, great. And then you go into the folder for gallery, and everything's still there. Sometimes it says it pulls it. Sometimes it actually pulls it. And then sometimes it's like you can't get the machine, the LG manufactured Note, to even register. It is so frustrating. So I'm like, so is it technically on Google? I mean, how many times do I have to do this? How long do I have to wait? What the fuck? Why is it so glitchy? Okay, so now, here's the thing. And then I saw that there's some folder. I have a file manager, I guess, on my phone. It's some kind of front view on the painted screen. I'm like, okay, boom. So I'm looking at it, and inside it's something called a DCIM. I'm like, all right, so now is that like an information manager, like DC Marvel Comics in the District of Columbia, of like what union I'm supposedly hanging out in, like waiting for help and rescue? I mean, I'm living like Arthur Morgan in Red Dead, REDDEAD, Redemption #2. For someone on the smart scale to go, right, here's the thing. There's no such thing as crime. There's something called a resident alien. There's 2 of them. Your whole life purpose is to get the 2 of them, with their extra specialness being like alien aircraft, like a UFO. Yeah, no, we identified them also. We just can't tell you all. Why? Okay, well, because here's the thing. He just wants her, she just wants him, and then there's all of y'all in the middle. So what the fuck are you all doing every day for the last 14,970 rotations? Give or take, maybe like 15,000 rotations. I'm just curious. Because, like, I hear, like, there's an FBI. It's an investigative agency. You think so? What are they investigating? I'm just curious. I mean, are they working out of Manhattan? Doing what? I mean, like, what do you do in an FBI position? I mean, what are you investigating? It's clear he and her never got married. There's a whole space agency. There's now telephones. There's nanotechnology. There's cancer popping up everywhere. Are you guys awake and alive at the investigative end of the shit turd in New York? I'm just curious, because I'm pretty sure you have never accepted a paycheck and been useful. No, that's like a guarantee. There's been nothing that you've ever woken up and gone to work, kissed your kids and family goodbye. Right, yeah, got it. Okay, and then what did you do after that? Right, was it like that show my kids watch called The Office? Parks and Recreation, where they spin around on a chair and play softball in the office? Right, whose dime is that on? Just curious, because, well, you're all doing a whole lot of nutting. Right, nutting, honey? Got it? Right, yep. Him and I just want to be together, And what happens is when all the silt in the middle of him and I not being able to get to one another, right? When you all get in the way like some kind of stirred up silt at the bottom of a riverbed, you put your foot in like really fine silt. It's clear as anything. You put your foot down, all of a sudden it kicks it up, and now you're like, oh my God, are there snakes in this? I can't see. What if there's snakes in the water? How am I going to be able to see? I can't. It's kind of important to know if there's snakes in the water, right? Somebody probably, right, you put your foot down on the silt, kicked it up by yourself, right? It's kind of like life with cancer and broken genetics and SARS in the nobody gives a shit category of the world, right? You all keep doing these things that management is like, no, you can't have phones because I said so. No, you can't have TV because I said so. No, you can't have a musical career because you're putting words in other people's kids' ears that might not be the same religion, ethnic persuasion, or on the same whatever as you are. And I don't want your voice giving them cancer in the future because I don't want to explain it to their people why every black person's dying at 50 from heart attacks and strokes because some white chick had to have a Nashville career. By the way, that works both ways, because in my New York ear, all I hear are black pipes. Oh my God, can they sing? Oh, you guys have gotten so rich. Oh my God, it's going to be like, how are you going to fund all that cancer research and stuff in the future? Oh, we researched, it's you. No further, like, we don't need a RAND, R-A-N-D, with some, like, Indian and Chinese symbols. What the fuck do they do? I'm just curious. We already ran the scope of the future, which Niklaus and I own, and then everything is quantified off of our one trajectory. Currently, you get more disease and death, for certain, the longer he and I are apart, and you're all playing like you, I'm not helping her, she's not nice, I'm not, I mean, she would take my wheels away, she doesn't want black people to get education. Which black people? Are you talking about Blackwater? Like black operations? Like the white skinned guys that are in star equipment where it's really dark and the whole city comes out of the water and lights up like a green aquamarine, like at the top of the water, like that one? Or are you talking like some other education or somebody else's? Like, you guys are so virally mental and you don't even know why. As humans, it is really disgusting to be here going, huh? Are they ever going to figure this out? Like, there's a song on the radio. It's a capital J-H-N sings it. It's called Roses, R-O-S-E-S. Right. Here's the thing. I'm just curious. I run this way for this poor kid, and we're all dying in the middle. She's going to come out and tell us that the FBI, CIA, like, what the hell? And then all the public is going to go, yeah, what were you doing that whole time? You're not, right. God, okay, so now where's the professionalism in anything that's been living, breathing, fucking, sucking, and breaking the world? I'm just curious. Right, yeah. Okay, so now I take the world away from Pebbles and Bam Bam in the Flintstones, the way that life is required at this level of problem in human evolution, since the breathing apparatus people can't function at their jobs because they keep having contests with God, showing God how wonderful they are, and God's like, no, guys, it's never going to work, you're never going to figure out, no, for certain, we already figured this out, I'm not in competition with you, just telling you, I need you to take a break on the fingers on the keyboard. Like low key. Got it. Great. Low kid, Pebbles, wants to go upstairs with Bam Bam, and they want to go like roll around in Flintstone, whatever they do. Right, what's going on at NASA Engineering? I'm controlling the weather. I'm just fucking curious. All areas stupid, fucking, and useless. I'm calling you out. Right, yeah, okay, so I already knew that was going to happen. So if I take the world away from this hook, that Pebbles and Bam Bam got into one another, right? Okay, let's call them as a couple. Let's call them Pablo from the Nord, Nord. Okay, so this Pablo, right? Because now we're in like an Espanol kind of a world. Right. Okay. So Bracha Espanol is playing all over the radio. It's criminality every which way you go. And doesn't mean that they got to be Spanish heritage, because you all are in some way at this point, because you're all fucking criminals. And there's two non-criminals and they're like, whatever. Okay. So Pablo is the couple in between, right? There's Pablo. Got it. Okay. So there's Bam Bam at the top. There's Pebbles all the way at the bottom. And then it's Pablo in the Nord. Got it. Okay. So now there's your set. Why are you calling Dolo? DOLO. Why are you calling BOGO? BOGO? I'm almost done. And then why is it that if I take that away, right? You take the word, the O out of the word John, JOHN. You take the world away from the two kids in like biblical John, and then you got JHN, which is the hook that Pablo still has together as Pebbles and baby Pablum, and the right kid Bam Bam at the north of Flintstone, like pedicure cars, like. We're good. We don't got to move far. We're just resident alien. And you all have to follow what we do, because whatever, we're in charge. Got it. Okay, so breathing apparatus, remember, on the line here. It's dial-up intel. I can't get to you. We can't tell our story because you all aren't listening. So we give you updates now through the human antennas. We'll call it a Nucci. And then it sings on the radio some message which has some code in it, which is supposed to be like the arms of the National Guard going, oh my God, I gotta write that down. Hold on, that's not my genre of music, but no, someone told me I gotta know what this means. And then I gotta decipher it. Now it's like the fun, like superhero, like we're gonna decipher God's code together and figure this out. And how's that working for you? Because the naval guys are hiding out in the ocean. Arms of the National Guard are hanging around, and there's a whole lot of paychecks being thrown back and forth. And God herself, Pebbles, she just still wants Bam Bam. She has no money. They don't give her a paycheck. How are you going to explain yourselves that you wasted 15,000 rotations between day and night? That's 15,000 days of day and night possibilities of fixing one couple situation, which then makes it a whole lot easier for the rest of us to live, breathe, and fix the world, right? How are you all going to explain it? Right, okay, so there's no upset about cancer because you all caused it. Now what you got? Great. So now how is she supposed to get to him? Don't know where he lives, don't know what to call him even, because they're in like they're in the Muppet Company of like Jim Henson. Right, so now what excuse do you have at members, reps, unions? Are you going to be helpful and redeem yourself? Maybe I won't get so much cancer. Right, yeah, why don't you start doing the right thing, and we'll see how that works out for you. So now, how do we fix the world? All areas want to be helpful. Are the actions you're taking daily, are they really helpful? I don't know how to be more helpful. I got to get somewhere, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know what to call it. I don't know how you fucked it up between what it used to be called and what it is now. And I don't know what to call him, because he's somebody special, but he's like uber special and like doesn't exist where I am in Arthur Morgan territory of like riding a horse, but like the kind that eats out of a pot on a fire in the dirt, and not because I want to, just because that's all I got. That's all I was born with. And it didn't get better for us in New York for 3 generations. It just steadily declines. You still enjoying your pay and your job? I'm just curious. It still makes you happy? You're proud to go to work? Yeah, I wish I could say the same.